Hello, everybody. Thank you very much for clicking on. We are going to have a brief live here this afternoon. Breaking news. I've got some information on Iran, and also we're going to touch on the Trump train wreck that happened this afternoon in Chicago in front of uh, the League of the Black Press, basically. And let's just get right to it because got some pretty important things to discuss here. Um, First of all, with Iran, if you're unaware, the um, three things happened yesterday, and significant things. One in Beirut, Lebanon, one in Damascus, Syria, and one in Tehran, in Iran. Um, Three different assassinations, assumed to be by Mossad, Israeli forces, um, taking out a leader of Hamas, taking out a leader of um, Hezbollah, and taking out a leader today of the Iranian Republican Guard Corps. Um, what you're seeing here on the screen is this is uh, Iran is raising the red flag over their mosque in Tehran. This is the flag of revenge, and I want to make sure I get this right. So I am going to read it because I just got this about 10 minutes ago. Um, the supreme leader of Iran, Ali Khamenei, has ordered the Iranian armed forces to launch a direct strike against Israel in retaliation for last night's assassination of Hamas chief political leader in the city of Tehran. So, um, I would say before nightfall here in the United States, or before the end of the night anyway, here in the United States, we're going to be on here talking about a major attack underway against Israel. Um, it will be led by Iran. Those that watched the show remember back in April, Iran launched a significant missile and rocket attack against Israel. Most of the rockets and missiles were repelled. Um, Aid from other Middle Eastern countries as well as the United States in that incident. This time, you're going to probably see missiles from Iran. You're probably going to see missiles from Lebanon. You'll probably see missiles from Gaza if they have any capabilities at all. You'll see missiles coming from Yemen. You'll see missiles probably coming from Iranian proxies in Syria and Iraq. So while what we saw in Israel, or what we saw in April happen in Israel, was significant, um, I believe what we're going to see tonight is going to be even. Uh, what we're going to see tonight is going to be even more significant, and and then retaliation from Israel, and then the United States is involved, and then if the United States is involved, Turkey and Russia are involved. That becomes biblical, by the way, and we may be seeing the beginning of some escalation that's coming in. Coming in the Middle East that will impact all of us, and this is not as far as the presidential race is concerned. This is not the time for for such a conflict um, to be initiated. All right. Speaking of the presidential race, again, we're going to be on here just really quick. Um, Donald Trump spoke in Chicago today, the former president of the United States, and he spoke in front of the is it the League? I think it's the League of Black Journalists. Um, here's just part of I've got two clips. The entire thing was from the beginning to end. It was just rather incredible. It's one of the absolute weirdest. It's so weird. I mean, the guy's weird, but the interview itself, the answers he gave, I don't think his appearance in front of the black journalists, I don't think this is going to garner him any support from anyone. Um, it exposes who he is when he's not on a teleprompter.
Follow up, sir, and then we'll move on to other questions here. Some of your own supporters, including Republicans on Capitol Hill, have labeled Vice President Kamala Harris, who is the first Black and Asian American woman to serve as vice president and be on a major party ticket, as a DEI hire. Is that acceptable language to you? And will you tell those Republicans and those supporters to stop it?
How do you define DEI? Go ahead. How do you define
diversity, equity, inclusion?
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Is that what your definition?
That is
give me a
literally
definition
the words
then. Would you give me a definition
DEI.
of that? Give me a definition.
Sir, I'm asking you a question,
No,
a
you
very
have to
direct
define
question.
it. Define it for me, if you
I
would.
just defined it, sir. Do you believe that Vice President Kamala Harris is only on the ticket because she is a Black woman?
Well, I can say, no, I think it's maybe a little bit different. So I've known her a long time indirectly, not directly very much. And she was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was Black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn Black, and now she wants to be known as Black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she Black?
She has always
But you know
identified
what?
as a Black
I
woman. She went to a
respect either
historically Black
one.
college.
I respect either one, but she obviously doesn't, because she was Indian all the way, and then all of a sudden she made a turn and she became a Black person.
Just to be clear, sir, do you believe
I
that she
think
is
somebody should look into that too when you continue in a very hostile, nasty tone.
It's a direct.
There we go. One more clip here. This is about Vice President candidate J.D. Vance. Of course, here we have started something called the Daily Vance, where we highlight the latest, whether it be hilarity or atrocity from J.D. Vance. Here's what the former president says in regards to the question.
And that's why this decision is important this time. Bad things happen. You said it twice. When you look at J.D. Vance, is he ready on day one?
Does he what?
Ready on day one, if he has to be.
I've always had great respect for him, and for the other candidates too. But I will say this, and I think this is well documented. Historically, the vice president, in terms of the election, does not have any impact. I mean, virtually no impact. You have 2 or 3 days where there's a lot of commotion as to who, like you're having it on the Democrat side, who it's going to be. And then that dies down, and it's all about the presidential pick. Virtually never has it mattered. Maybe Lyndon Johnson mattered for different reasons of what we're talking about, not for vote reasons, but for political reasons, other political reasons. But historically, the choice of a vice president makes no difference.
And that's why this decision is important.
Okay, so if the choice of vice president makes no difference, his fall in the polls is based on what? This is just weird. Here's I'm just gonna play it.
Now, I don't see why any man would vote Democrat. It's not the party of virtue, security. It's not the party of strength. It's definitely not the party of family. And to be a man and then vote for a woman just because she's a woman is either childish, that person has mommy issues, or they're just trying to be accepted by other women. And I heard the scientists say the other day that when a man votes for a woman, he actually transitions into a woman.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, that's what the
Yeah,
science
that's
says.
science. That's science.
This is why I just can't. I mean, hog freaking shit coming out of this guy's mouth. He hadn't talked to a scientist and the people, but he's playing to a crowd that is, I mean, Trump's numbers are solid where they are at. He is not gaining anybody else. All he's doing is losing people, and they are indeed incredibly desperate. What caused all this was white dudes. White men had a Zoom call for Harris, a safe space as they call it. A Zoom call for Harris. They raised $4.3 million, and it's kind of scared the crap out of Trump, who automatically thought every white man would vote for him. When he is trying to when he's trying to use the lowest possible common denominators as reasons to vote for him. Now, we are a racist country. We are a sexist country. There are too many racists in this country. There are too many sexists in this country. There are people that the messages we're seeing reach. There are people that will vote for Trump simply because he's not a woman. Even though he is weird. He's weird. We're leaving it at weird. And once again, there are those that are voting for him because they perceive he's some kind of strong man. When we just saw 3 black women eat him alive. If you watch the whole hour, it doesn't even go an hour. They get him out of there because he's getting brutalized verbally and philosophically. But let's listen to this for those that still think J6 might have been a tour. Here's one of your own.
All right, here we are. It's the 6th, guys, and Trump
By the way, he doesn't know where he's at.
has spoken, and he asked us to march here to the White House, and now we basically stormed the White House. We basically have climbed the wall, and some of the people have chosen to actually break in, and I can't say I blame them. These are beloved patriots. We are unified and we stand together, and we're here to stop the steal, to make a statement, and to actually win. And we're not taking no for an answer. This is phase 1. Phase 2 to be continued. I'll let you know.
Yeah, phase 2. Again, if you're just joining us, this is the main reason for the breaking news today. Iran has announced that it will strike Israel, raising the red flag of revenge above the mosque in Tehran. Only the black flag would be more ominous in as far as their culture and tradition. And I want to end by again reading this to make sure I get it exactly right. This was sent to me about 25 minutes ago. Now, Supreme Leader of Iran, Ayatollah Khamenei, has ordered the Iranian armed forces to launch a direct strike against Israel in retaliation for, among other things, last night's assassination of the Hamas chief political leader, which occurred in the city of Tehran. He was there to witness the swearing in of the new Iranian president, a new Iranian president needed because the previous Iranian president's helicopter flew into a mountain, if you remember. So Israel's special forces have been very active over the past 24 hours. There was a strike in Beirut killing a Hamas leader. I'm sorry, killing a Hezbollah leader. There was the assassination last night in Tehran, killing the Hamas political leader. And there was an assassination earlier today in Damascus, Syria, of the leader of the Iranian Republican Guard Corps' aerospace division, their missile and rocket division. The leader of that division was assassinated today in Damascus, Syria. And Iran has announced plans for retaliation. They didn't say where, when, how, or with what, just that it is coming. And my analysis is that it's not just going to be Iran this time. There will be things coming from Iran. There'll be things coming from Lebanon. There'll be things coming from Yemen. There'll be things coming from Iranian proxies within Syria and Iranian proxies within Iraq. So if there's no cooperation from Saudi Arabia and Jordan this time as there was before, Israel is going to literally get struck from basically all sides. And it could overwhelm their Iron Dome. It could overwhelm their defenses. It could put Israel in a very bad, very precarious situation as far as their infrastructure, power, water. We're in the hottest days of recorded human history, and things that we take for granted, if they are not available, quickly become life-threatening. And that's true anywhere in the world at this time, but that's something Israelis have to be facing right at the moment, because in the next 24 hours, look for all hell to break loose in the Middle East. And that's not good for the United States, because if we stand with Israel, Russia stands with Iran, and Turkey stands with Iran. Turkey's already said they're ready to invade. They're ready to invade Israel. So this could get it really ugly really fast. I just want you all to be aware of it. And it could impact the supply chains. So as we always say here, make sure you're prepared. Make sure you got stuff put away, and make sure you're mentally and emotionally prepared for, at a minimum 72 hours without the stuff we're used to having, which could include power. Not saying it's going to happen here, but this could escalate very quickly. And with cyber terror, an attack on infrastructure is not something that takes weeks to plan. All it takes is a keystroke on the computer. With that being said, I love you all. Thank you very much. I'll be back. Hit the subscribe, hit the like, hit the notification bell so you do know when we're on, and share this brief message if you would. I love y'all. We'll be back real soon. It is a dark world. Do try to be a light. See you next time.